Today I'm going to show you guys exactly how to blend pictures into, you know, backgrounds and shit like that. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty simple video. There's not really too much to it, but yeah, let's get straight into it. All right, so this is kind of like the base I'm going to work with, just because I was already, you know, kind of like working on this. I'm going to leave a whole like document, like a Google Docs for backgrounds like this, like how you guys can get it. It's basically just an AI prompt you can put into Gemini. Yeah, it's pretty simple, right? All right, so what you want to do is so you want to select your image, your layer, right? And you want to go ahead and click on this little semicircle icon, and you want to go to exposure, and then you want to click on this little button here, or you can hold alt in between these layers and you'll get this like icon. You want to bring the exposure down. Obviously we don't want the whole image to be dark, so what you want to do is you want to come over here to where it's like black and white brushes, and you want to press X until it's on black, and then you want to hit alt and backspace, and then that will, you know, just erase everything. Then when you're on your brush tool, you want to go ahead and go up here to opacity. You want to change this to about 20%, so you want to change the opacity to 20% and then the flow to 20% as well. Like around there, you can mess around with the values a little bit. You guys will kind of see like what works good and what doesn't. But yeah, then you want to press X and you want to make sure you're on the white brush. Basically we just want to bring it all back in. So what I like to do is basically I'm enhancing the shadows that are already there, and you know, it just creates this really nice like kind of effect. It just like makes images pop out a little bit more, something like that, right? Now if it's too much, you can bring the exposure up a little bit more. You can kind of already see like the difference, right? And obviously if you guys see that there's too much, you can press X and then it'll bring the black brush. And the black brush is basically the eraser. So if I were to do this, you know, it's gonna erase it, right? So kind of just work with it until it looks good, right? So I think this is actually pretty like accurate or pretty decent. Now we're gonna grab another exposure layer, we're gonna clip it again, and then we're gonna bring the exposure up, right? And this is gonna make his features more bright. And we're gonna use this as well for the what's it called, the motherfucking, basically the same idea. You just want to go for like the highlight areas, and you just want to make them pop out a little bit more. And another thing I like to do is I like to make another exposure, and I like to bring it up, and I'm looking at the eyes, right? So I'll bring it up like this, and then I'll only do the eyes, right? And it gives it a little sparkle. Gives bro a little life in his eyes, right? And you can go like way more, like obviously sometimes it's gonna look shitty because like if it's pixelated and all that, it might not look the best, but you know, most of the time, you know, you could actually get something really nice with it. We might leave it, to be honest. Yeah, we'll leave it. Fuck. Another thing we can do on these is I forgot to do the close. So for the close, especially if you brought the lightness up on this, like you brought the exposure up a little bit, you want to make a brand new layer. So I'm just going to duplicate this, and then I'm going to make this like pretty dark, and we're going to make this, we're just going to, you know, reset it, go like that. And then you just want to do the same thing just over the close. Now you don't have to be like super specific with it if you don't want to. Usually I just go like this. Oh, I'm on the black brush, bro. Usually I just go like this just to kind of like darken it, right? You don't have to get super accurate with it, because you can come back in with the colors, and then you can like just get it really specific. Now that I've been using my what's it called, drawing tablet to use this shit. Like I just copied on for like all these highlights and shit. It gets all these creases, like you can just do it more accurately, but you can also just use your mouse as well. I'm just really lazy. I just like the feel of like a pen, but you know, you can use it with a mouse, like it really doesn't matter. Next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna make kind of like glow here. So we're gonna hold alt. It's gonna bring out the color picker. You want to make sure you're on your brush tool as well, and then just click the background or like whatever color you want to get, and we're gonna bring everything back up, so the opacity and the flow. We're just gonna tap here, kind of like in between his like shoulder and his ear, I guess. Like right here is kind of like where I do it, and I put a linear dodge there, right? And it's going to give us this kind of like quick look, and we can go ahead and refine it. We'll add like, what's it called, what's actually called, it's a highlight, right? We'll just add a highlight like this. So you can just do that, just a quick highlight, and you can get more detailed in here. Like I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna show you guys really quick what I mean by like, I'm gonna show you guys what you can do with a drawing tablet. Now this is a pretty cheap one. This was like €20 or $20 for you guys. But yeah, you can go ahead, let me just put the setting on, hold on. Yeah, so some shit like this, we could go crazy with it, right? Alright, so you can kind of see like already, like just out of a quick shit, like you can already see like kind of like the detail you can get out of it. That's just quick shit. Obviously I'm not trying to go like too crazy with it because I just want to make this quick little video. I'm for y'all motherfuckers, right? We want to go ahead and make these highlights here. So we're just going to go in, make a layer that's clipped. So if you guys don't know how to do that, just click on this layer, and because all these layers are clipped, it's going to automatically, you know, clip that layer. So you just want to draw these highlights on in, like kind of just like this. It doesn't, like, just use a big ass brush, just kind of do on the outside, like it'll give you like a decent look, something like this. Obviously his hair is a bit messed up, and I'm gonna get rid of here because of that fucking cutoff point. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get black and white, just get rid of all this color here, because I don't want that shit. This is actually coming out pretty good. It's pretty nice. Another thing we can do here, right here for his hand, we can actually make this little shadow here. Hold Alt, drag it down. This will make a copy. We can Control U this, and we can make it black, bring the lightness all the way down, and then we can press V and then Control and Shift and just drag it down like this. Now obviously this shit doesn't matter, we're just gonna clip it onto the building. Hold Alt in between these layers, and then we're gonna go ahead and do like a little blur, kind of like that, and then we'll put that to like soft light. It gives it this like clean ass, like, you know what I'm saying. And then we can come down here and we can do like a shadow form. So we can just distort it, and then we can squish him down, like this middle top layer, you can just squish it down, and we can just do some shit like this. Like it looks stupid, but if we just do the same thing with the lightness, and then blur, Gaussian blur, boom, and then do the same shit with the soft light, boom. All right, so it looks pretty like decent. Obviously this tree, we have to get that tree up, so press W for that. I like to use the quick selection tool just for like little shit like this. Let me just see where it is. Should be good right there. And then we'll drag this up, boom. All right, so little shit like that. Right now what I want to do is I want to just create a blur gallery, iris blur. Now we can actually just like create a blur around them. Bring these points in a little bit, do this little blur. It kind of makes this clean ass blur. But we want to like have it so like down here isn't blurred. Like you don't want it to be super unrealistic, right? So like down here obviously won't be blurred if his foot is in view. And by the way, if you guys are wondering how you change like individual points, just hold Alt and you can like change them without them moving together. But yeah, this point is just pissing me off. Right down to the middle, maybe. That should be decent. It just creates this like really nice look. I'm not gonna lie, this is fire. We can grab an ARP gun. You can really grab with like whatever kind of like gun you want. I'm gonna just do this just because an ARP is fire, and this lighting right here is actually perfect for what we're doing. But we'll drag this all the way up. I want to put it leaning against the building, kind of. That's like the idea I have. So we'll remove the background on this. Should be a decent remove. Never mind. Sometimes you have to like scale shit up so it removes the background, or it can like see the background. Okay, so we're gonna convert smart object. We're gonna horizontal it, and this kind of is like already, like you can kind of see like the lean on it, you know. So we're just gonna lean it like this, just so like this is the point here, and shit, we can kind of see like how the blur is all the way fucked up. So with this ARP, we're gonna add like a shadow here. So we're just gonna hold Alt and we're gonna drag it down like a little bit, kind of like this. So you kind of want to like conceptualize like what's it called, shadow, right? So you want to just kind of like see it in your head, I guess, and then go ahead, put that soft light, do the exact same shit. And this time around, actually, yeah, we'll just keep it like that, but we're gonna grab these trees just so it's like it's in between the trees, right? So we're gonna do the same thing with the quick selection, rip all this shit, just get the trees. That's all I want, the trees. Then we'll bring this shit up like that. We're gonna do the exact same process, I guess. Actually, let me bring this shadow in a bit. You just gotta do it till it looks good, right? We're gonna do the same shit with the exposure. So just gonna grab the exposure, we're gonna bring the exposure down. This time's gonna be pretty dark. We're also gonna get rid of these two. Put this to 20%, and then we'll just go boom, boom. Right, so some shit like this, especially because it's like building in like here, so we can actually do like more of a darker look for this, and then we can do like highlights kind of like here, I guess, like right here on the barrel or whatever the hell you call it. Usually how I blend shit in is I'll just get like the brush tool here. I'll just kind of like just spam this shit, and then you can bring it down below, or actually we can mess around with the blend modes here. So we're really just going for like the tone of it, I guess. So kind of like whatever stands out, or kind of like looks realistic. So that kind of like looks good. But we're gonna bring the fill down a bit, like kind of like have like this, right? Want to add more like kind of like glow here to his arms, and then we can erase some parts here. And like I said before, you can like go in like very specific. Like this, it's gonna look like really hard, but then you can get your eraser tool and kind of erase like the outside of it or the inside of it, I mean, and then it gives you kind of like this clean look, where it's kind of like, you know, like this kind of, I don't know what you call it. What do you call that shit? I don't know. So you can do some shit like that. That doesn't even make sense. But yeah, you can do that alt for like all these, so you could just like erase it like this, and then get these like clean crevices. But yeah, I usually just been fucking with the drawing tablet, but this is a pretty good way to do it as well. Like just go in between and get it like really skinny and shit like that. You don't want it to be too strong like there, like, so you just want to bring the fill down, but it does make it pop out. So it is looking a bit plain, so usually what I do is I just bring it into my adjustment pack. If you guys do want to go ahead, check it out, I'll leave a link down below. But basically I just go through these. I really like clean dark, it usually works a lot of the time. But I'm just gonna adjust the gradient map here just to make it a little bit brighter. And yeah, that's pretty much all I do for this shit. That's pretty much all I have to do for it. If you guys are wondering what adjustments I'm using a gradient map, which is black and white. I'll put that to overlay, bring the fill down to about 13. Curves tool, which just looks like this. Brightness contrast 33, 18. Vibrance, just bring the vibrance down to -39. And exposure, we bring the offset up a bit, and then the gamma correction up. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. If you guys did enjoy this motherfucking video, hopefully it helped you guys out a little bit. If you have any questions, make sure you guys ask me in the Discord or comment down below. Yeah, just make sure you guys join the motherfucking Discord, and yeah, peace.